So when you're here, you find the first thing in the morning, people are asleep. I've come here during Ramadan, which means people are up at 4:30 in the morning having breakfast. What it means is they have a little snooze through to like 10, 11 o'clock. So when we first arrived here in the market, 9:30, 10, very quiet. Now all of a sudden it gets to 12, 1 o'clock and the people are coming out en masse.
The Grand Bazaar is located between the Khayyam and Panjshir metro stops. Some of the corridors can be over 10 kilometres long. They carry heavy goods for traders along the old corridors where a vast crowd of porters are usually seen leading through the bazaar. It's an important place of commerce for Tehranis, Iranians generally, as well as travelling merchants and of course tourists like myself. Walking through the markets gives you an absolute senses overload. The beautiful smell and fragrance of the various herbs and spices, as well as some of the dazzling jewellery and metalwork, is absolutely incredible. But as the day progressed, the crowds got longer and longer, so I thought it might be time to head out as the crowd started to cross me in.
Okay, it's the middle of the day, really crowded, it's gone crazy, and we get pushed through like salmon swimming upstream. So you got to be patient and take your time.
The Grand Bazaar is certainly worth visiting and you could spend hours there. Just make sure you come early to try and avoid some of the crowds.
So here we are in one of the main pedestrian malls. It's hardly Rundle Mall or Pitt Street Mall as you'd see in Sydney, but this is Tehran style. We're making our way down to Golestan Palace and we're going to check it out and see how we get on. So let's walk through the pedestrian mall and get to the palace.
Having walked through the markets, I'd built up an appetite. However, it was Ramadan, so no food from 6 AM till 8 PM. So I thought I'd stop and buy some fruit anyway, just in case.
Offeri. So this is how we buy nectarines Iranian style.
So with fruit in tow, I was approached by a guy who asked me where I was going. I told him Golestan Palace and he said, jump on the back of my motorbike and I'll take you there. This is just how friendly the Iranian people truly are, and there is no ulterior motive, take my word.
Okay, so here we are on the back of a motorbike and we're travelling to Imam Khomeini Square. Getting on a motorbike with 3 people is one of the ways you get around here in Iran. We're having an adventure, so let's see how we go, shall we?
The oldest of the historic monuments in Tehran, the Golestan Palace, or Palace of Flowers, belongs to a group of royal buildings that were once enclosed within the mud-thatched walls of Tehran's historic Arg. The citadel, or Arg, was built during the reign of Tahmasp I during the 1500s. He was the emperor of the Safavid dynasty and was later recognised by future rulers. The Arg became the site of the royal court and became the official residence of the royal family. During the Pahlavi era, from the 1920s to the 1970s, the Golestan Palace was used for formal royal receptions. The most important ceremonies held in the palace were during this era, including the coronation of Reza Khan from 1925 to 1941. In its present state, Golestan Palace is the result of roughly 400 years of construction and renovations. The Golden Palace complex consists of 17 palaces, museums and assorted halls. Almost all of the complex was built during the 200 years of the Qajar king's ruling. These palaces were used for many different occasions such as coronations and important celebrations. Some of the highlights include the spectacular marble terrace you saw earlier, known as the Takht Mamar. It was built in 1806, but there are so many other works and collections from the Kalvat, Karimkhani, Hozekane and assorted other areas. You'll just have to go wander for yourself, get a guidebook, or also go on the net and do a bit of Googling before you go. You can spend many hours here, and as I say, the interiors are just breathtaking.
Okay, so it can get really hot here in Iran, 40, 50 degrees Celsius. But one of the things I like here is that they have heaps of water machines. So you can come and get a bubbler and it's icy cold water all around the city, which is a godsend. They need these everywhere. Refrigerated water on a 40-degree day. Oh, fantastic. Ofari. Anyway, let's keep going.
So having splashed water on my face, I decided to go inside the various royal throne rooms, and boy did it take my breath away. Look for yourself. In its present state, Golestan Palace is the result of roughly 400 years of construction and renovation. The buildings and the contemporary locations each have their own unique history. In 2007, UNESCO placed the complex on its World Heritage List. Golestan Palace is currently operated by the Cultural Heritage Organization of Iran. Don't miss it.
تو بهشته بلال بلالم سی خودت لیلی کردی کبابم سی خودت لیلی بلال بلالم سی خودت لیلی کردی کبابم سی خودت لیلی
Don't go away, because after the break, we take to the subway and head out to the Azadi Monument, the Eiffel Tower of Tehran. And then after that we go to some local parks to see how people get off in their recreation time. Yeah, that's how you do it, isn't it? Anyway, don't go away. We'll see you after the break, everyone.